Take a moment to settle into stillness. Allow your body to find a comfortable position, your breath to soften, and your awareness to gently turn inward. As you arrive in this moment, begin to sense the quiet brilliance at the center of your being. In Divine Audacity, we are reminded that spiritual power is not something distant or
Welcome to this guided meditation. I'm Reverend Anne Ahokangas, and join with me in consciousness as I speak this in the I Am. Let's begin with a body scan and an I Love My Body meditation. Let's begin by taking a moment to allow the body to just settle into a comfortable position. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open. Allow your spine to be relaxed and as comfortably straight as you can. Noticing your shoulders, allow them to begin to soften and relax. Today, I choose to practice loving my body by scanning every part. I take a deep breath in and a long breath out. I take another deep breath in and a long breath out. And I begin by bringing my attention into my body. And I take this moment now to allow the full love that I am to fill every part of my body from head to toe. I imagine the perfect color that love is as it does so. I notice the feeling of the weight of my body where I am seated. For wherever I am, my body is as well. I notice with conscious awareness where I am. And yet I also notice that there is so much more to me. I am not limited merely by my body, for I am one with everything. And I gently bring my attention back to my body. And as I breathe, I notice how my chest and abdomen expand. I notice the air entering my lungs. And I allow the love that surrounds me and is me to fill my chest, my abdomen, and my lungs. I notice what sensations I become aware of. And now I bring my awareness to stillness. I notice the sense of relaxing even more deeply. For this love is supportive. Now I bring my attention to the top of my head. I notice any sensations in the scalp. And I say thank you to this area, noticing how it is love, surrounded by, permeated by. I now bring my attention down to the back of the head. Noticing the love that makes up every part of this area. I travel to the sides and to my face. I notice my jaw, and I release any tension I may be holding there. I allow my face to relax and to become soft. I relax the muscles around my eyes and my mouth as I continue to breathe in and out. Though I may not feel it, I imagine in my mind's eye my brain, and I bless every aspect of it, knowing it is working perfectly and in divine order. I now notice my neck and my throat. And I allow them to relax and become soft, noticing the love that resides there, doing its perfect work. I notice my shoulders and arms. And I feel any sensations as I allow the tension to move from my shoulders down to my upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the fingers. And now, using my imagination, I see my body as though it's projected on a screen. I see the beauty that is me. I see the form and function, and I see the love that energizes, revitalizes, and animates me. So I take a moment to just be in this place, surrounded by, revitalized by, nourished by this love. Remembering there is only love. It is supportive. It is compassion. It is infinite. And it is omnipresent. And it is being who I am right now. And I know that what I focus on grows. And so as I focus on the love and the gratitude of who I am, with a heart filled with gratitude, knowing I am always fully supported, I let go and I let it be so. And so it is. Now gently bring your attention back to this room, back to this place, feeling better than before, refreshed and revitalized. God is here in the heart of me. I am here in the heart of God. God is here in the heart of me. Like a wave in the water and the water in the wave. God is here in the heart of me. Oh, I am here in the heart of God. God is here in the heart of me. Like a wave in the water and the water in the wave. God is here in the heart of me. I am here in the heart of God. God is here in the heart of me. Like a wave in the water and the water in the wave. God is here in the heart of me. I am here in the heart of God. God is here in the heart of me. Like a wave in the water and the water in the wave. God is here in the heart of me. Like a wave, I'm here in the heart of God. Like a wave is here in the heart of me. Like a wave in the water and the water in the wave. God is here in the heart of me. I am here in the heart of God. God is here in the heart of me. Like a wave in the water and the water in the wave. God is here in the heart of me. We are
is my guide. God is my guide. God is my guide. God is my guide when I stumble and fall. God lifts me up again when I stumble and fall. God is my guide. God is my guide. God is my guide. God is my guide. God is my guide when I stumble and fall. God lifts me up again when I stumble and fall. God is my guide when I stumble and fall. God lifts me up again when I stumble and fall. God is my guide when I stumble and fall. God lifts me up again when I stumble and fall. God is my guide. Lead me on, I will trust in you. Lead me on, I will follow. I may laugh or I may cry, I may ask the reason why. I may fall before I fly, I will follow. Lead me on, I will trust in you. Lead me on, I will follow. I may laugh or I may cry, I may ask the reason why. I may fall before I fly, I will follow. Lead me on, I will trust in you. Lead me on, I will follow. I may laugh or I may cry, I may ask the reason why. I may fall before I fly, but I will follow. Lead me on, I will trust in you. Lead me on, I will follow. I will follow. Lead me. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love. In the sunshine, every thought is a prayer. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love. Every thought is a prayer. Every prayer is a flower. Let it bloom in the sunshine of God's love.
Good morning and welcome to Unity. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Deborah Castle, and I'm very, very excited to join you today in this lovely day. So it's my pleasure to introduce our first song by Emilio, our great singer.
Oh, thank you. And our first song is Yes, Yes, Yes by Eddie Watkins Jr. All right. If it could be that we agreed to live in harmony, set aside all that divides for the sake of humanity, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. If it could be that we agreed to meet on common ground, plant a tree and spread the fruit of love all around, would you say yes? Yes, yes, yes. Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, sing yes, yes, yes. If you believe like I believe, we can make a better world. Listen to each other till every voice is heard, singing yes, 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 yes. What would you say if we found a way to end all poverty, so all would live with dignity from sea to shining sea? Oh, would you say yes? Come on, everybody, sing with me. Yes, yes, yes. Woo. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, sing yes, yes, yes. Woo. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you believe in you and me, say yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yes. All right. And now this is another favorite of ours. My Life is a Prayer by Karen Taylor Good and Stowe Daly. What if a prayer is not a plea, a desperate call with tears that fall on bended knee, but breathing out and breathing in, it's God and me that lives and breathes, my trusted friend. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. What if today I had the chance to move and sway? God leads the way in my life's dance. What if I knew without a doubt, no need to fear, God is right here within, without. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a prayer. There you go. Thank you. All right. Now, our next song is Yes, God, I Believe by Margaret Owens Grace. Will this day I be a blessing? Will this year be better than the last? Will I calm the voice that hounds me? Discards the demons of the past. Will I step out of my faith now? Live the truth I've come to know. Throw my dreams into the river. Let these forwards help them flow. Singing, yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Sing it with me now. Yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Will be this a body that needs healing, a relationship that's warm, or a child that is in trouble? There's a friendship that's been torn, or here's a job that needs new vision, a bank account that needs relief. I don't have to tell you all my problems. I just gotta rest in your belief, singing, yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Sing it with me now. Yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. I believe in your goodness. I believe in your grace. I believe that your power is flowing through me in this space. For you've given me guidance, and you gave me desire, and you would not have set this flame in my heart if I could not start a fire. So yes, I believe. Yes, I believe. Oh God, I believe. Yes, I believe. Sing it with me now. Yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Yes, God, I believe. Let's do it again. Yes, God, I believe. 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 Yes, God, I believe.
And it's from this place of knowing the truth of my being that I can truly say, yes, I believe. I believe that life is goodness, wholeness, beauty, support, and infinite possibility. And I know that the gifts that I have been given allow me to navigate life in the best way possible for me. So today I open myself up to appreciating who I am, to knowing that I am enough in every way. I know that I'm always guided, loved, supported. So with a grateful heart, I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is.
Inspiration is adapted from the Howard Thurman, Disciplines of the Spirit. There are moments when the radiance of love touches you so gently that every harsh line you've ever seen is yourself softened. Your limitations blend with your strengths, and for a moment, strength feels everywhere and weakness nowhere. Love can rekindle fires in you that long ago grew cold, or ignite new hope that seems to arise without beginning or end. It can bless you with a fresh vision of what your life could be, awakening possibilities you never dared dream and imagine, and calling forth the deep, quiet powers within you. But love also works in harder ways. You may feel overwhelmed by shortcomings you thought you had accepted or outgrown. You might even fear that love will fade because you don't feel worthy of it. And yet, here is the miracle. Love does not measure you. It does not weigh your merit. Love simply loves. That is its nature, and it does not change. And now our next song.
Yes, so our next song is one of my favorites that I've listened to over and over again back in the 80s by Kenny Loggins, Rainbow Connection. His version. Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, they're only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Who said that every wish could be heard and answered and wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? What do you think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Have you been half asleep? Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Love makes the sweet sounds that call the young sailors. I think they're one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. Something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Oh, mm, mm, mm.
I don't think I've heard that song for a long, long time. That was beautiful. Did he? Kermit used to sing it? Oh, how cute is that? So today we're on the last Sunday of this month, and we're still on the topic of uncertainty and doubt. And anybody been feeling uncertain about things or doubting things in the last little while? It's my fault. Sorry, guys. Because it's been my focus and you're in my realm of sphere of influence. So I'd like to look at trusting the garden, because this is the time of year when we're planting, aren't we? Some of us are anyways. Or you can be like Randy and go to Costco and buy it full grown and then just let the tomatoes fill in the branches. So a friend of mine once planted tomatoes for the first time, and he watered them faithfully and for about 4 days, and then became discouraged because nothing appeared to happen. Have you ever done that? Planted seeds and then wondered like, okay, maybe they're bad seeds, something. So he dug up the seeds to check their progress, which, as you might imagine, didn't help the tomatoes. Sometimes I think we treat our spiritual lives the same way. We pray, we affirm, and we meditate. We take one brave step, and then 3 days later we panic. You know, it was like when you're dealing with this nebulousness of what is called spirit or God or the infinite, how do you know it's speaking to you? How do you know it's responding? I don't know about you, but there were certainly times early on in my spiritual journey where I wanted concrete evidence. You know, send me a note, something that I'm on track. And that's a bit like the digging up the seeds, you know, when you're doubting. Because what happens is it's almost like ordering a pizza, and then because it didn't arrive in the first 10 minutes, you call and you cancel it and say, well, forget it. And then it doesn't come at all. And in a way, you're canceling your dreams by digging it up or calling the pizza guy and saying, you know, since you're not here already, forget. So you might say, why isn't my life transformed yet? I mean, I pray every morning, I meditate every night, and why am I still uncertain? Did I make the wrong decision maybe? Maybe I didn't hear the right voice. Or should I dig everything up emotionally and start over? Have you ever been there? A little bit? Somebody maybe? Human beings are actually very uncomfortable with not knowing. And I'll include myself in that. Yes, I'm a human being, but it's very vulnerable to say, I'm uncomfortable with the unknown, and with not knowing, because we want guarantees. I certainly do. I mean, if I've put in the effort, come on, show me the results. And we want certainty. We want divine confirmation in writing, preferably laminated, right? But life doesn't work that way. A garden doesn't bloom because the gardener controls everything. Actually, the only thing you controlled was perhaps the watering, but putting the seeds into the right kind of soil. The garden blooms because the gardener participates in something greater. And maybe that's what faith really is. So today and over the next week, I'd like you to think about, are you trusting the process of life to bring the best to you? And if you aren't, what might you do to just shift that a little bit? So I'd like to look at the garden doesn't bloom overnight. Fear is a terrible gardener. And what if it works out? So there are seasons in the garden when all you see is dirt, or hear snow. No flowers, no evidence, no visible progress, just dirt and snow. And yet beneath the soil, life is moving. Someone said, I think I'm failing spiritually because I'm still uncertain. And I said to them, uncertainty does not mean you're failing. It may mean that you're growing. It's just not something that you would see. And the caterpillar may think that the cocoon is a disaster. Meanwhile, the universe is inventing its wings. And that's the messiest part of all. And how many of us have been in messy situations and you can look back now and say, I was growing wings back then. I didn't realize it. So here's some questions for you to think about. Where have I mistaken unfinished growth for failure? I'm sorry to say, but usually I go there first. I don't go to the, oh, I'm growing. I remember more quickly now, though, that I'm growing. So maybe before I might have stewed about something for 2-3 days, 4 or 5 days, 3-4 weeks. Now it's a matter of minutes. And I take a deep breath and get centered. I do my Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I forgot. But there's a bigger picture going on. I love you. Keep bringing my good. And thank you for it showing up. And what if something beautiful is happening beneath the surface is another good question to ask at a time when things really seem icky sticky. Am I demanding visible proof before allowing trust is another question. Because as soon as you get demanding, what you're saying is, I don't see it. And what does Spirit say? No, you're not going to see it because you don't see it. Do you get that conundrum? And what if this uncertain season is preparing me instead of punishing me? So the old life was too small for who you're becoming. And what feels like falling apart is actually spiritual root expansion. I found this great picture of roots. So a lot of human suffering comes from trying to emotionally control outcomes that we can't control. We're emotional beings. We might talk louder, yell louder, stomp around more, just make more noise, that somehow that's going to resolve things, and really all it's doing is letting off some steam. because that was steam building up because you expected something in the way you wanted it to be, not the best way for you. Now, you might say to me, but that's hard to live that way. It can be. Try it. Try it in some little things in your life and see what happens. I mean, we micromanage conversations because we want it to go a certain way. Think about the last time you had a conversation with someone and you really weighed your words because you wanted them to lean towards your way of thinking. What about if you just let the conversation unfold and respond naturally rather than to try and maneuver? I mean, that's a good salesman. And to be a salesman even, I think that you're the best salesman when you try to find common ground with the individual that you're selling to. Not the, oh, I have a quota for the end of the day. And we rehearse worst case scenarios. You notice that, how we play like, oh, well, this is what might happen if I don't show up the way I'm supposed to. And we overanalyze our decisions, especially if the response isn't immediate. And sometimes even if the response is immediate, but not what you expected. Go back and say, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And yet at the time, it was the right thing to do. So some people call that discernment. But honestly, sometimes it's fear wearing spiritual clothing. Because true alignment with spirit is trusting that everything that's going on is part of who you are. And it's like if you stubbed your toe, would you say to the toe, oh, come on, get over it? It's part of the whole. So how can I be loving instead in that situation? So not every pause is actually wisdom. Not every hesitation is intuition either. Depends where you're coming from with it. Sometimes we're simply afraid to live. Has there been a time most recently where you've been afraid to live? And what I mean by that is, like a kid will just, if they want to yell, they yell. If they want to run, they run. If they want to climb up the chairs, they climb up the chairs. They're just in the moment. When was the last time that you just were in the moment? And I don't mean doing risky, crazy things. I just mean in the moment. And fear can become so normalized that we mistake the anxiety for responsibility. And there are a few people that come to mind that I know live on that. The front edge of their life is fear. And that's almost normal for them now. They don't know how to do it the other way. They don't know how to feel peaceful because somehow that almost feels depressed because there's no energy in it. And that energy becomes almost like, I'd say like an addiction, like having caffeine or sugar or whatever. That fear is like, this is my normal way of being, and I don't know how to do it any other way. I actually had that experience writing the Velvet book, the very first one, because I was learning how to do the graphic design on the computer. And so I had this adrenaline in me because I wanted to accomplish it from beginning to end without stopping. And of course, 400 hours later, you've got to stop at some point, right? But I felt almost depressed, or I called it depression at the end of it. And I said that to my husband, Randy. I said, I feel almost depressed. And he said, this is the way normal people feel, calm and peaceful. And I looked at him, I was in shock because I was so, you imagine 400 hours of just being on high alert. Like I was in this high intensity excitement phase. And as soon as that stopped, if you've ever done this, where you hold your fist really tight, when you let it go, it goes, bleh. But that's not wrong. That's actually the relaxed state that I was supposed to be in most of the time, and I wasn't. And I think in our society, we live in a time where there are a lot of stressors that we let lead the way. So many of us are taught that worrying actually equals caring. And that if we're anxious enough or prepared enough or hypervigilant enough, then somehow nothing bad is going to happen. But is that true? I knew someone once who checked her adult children constantly. If someone didn't answer right away, her nervous system immediately went to what if something happened? And from the outside, it looked like she was being a responsible parent. She would even say, I'm just being a good mother. But underneath, it was fear, not love. It's probably the hardest lesson to learn as a parent, I think, if you've had the privilege of being a parent, is the letting go and letting them discover on their own. Even if you see the freight train coming, sometimes you've just got to step aside. Fear has become so familiar that anxiety starts to feel normal. And honestly, many of us do this in different ways. We overthink finances and call it being responsible. But how does thinking about your finances do anything about your finances? It does if your consciousness is that of seeing it grow from a place that really truly trusts. But worrying about where's it going to go or there's not enough does the opposite. It causes that to happen even more quickly. So we replay conversations at 2 a.m. Mine's around 3. And we call that processing. We carry chronic tension in our bodies, and we call it staying on top of things. That somehow there's something wrong if you're relaxed while you're waiting for something to happen. But there's a difference between wisdom and hypervigilance. Responsibility creates clarity. Anxiety creates exhaustion. Responsibility helps us to respond. Anxiety keeps us braced. And when I say responsibility, I mean your responsibility for what you're thinking and how you're responding. And the tricky thing is that when fear becomes normalized, peace can actually start to feel irresponsible. A bit like me with doing the drawings. I felt like there was something wrong with me because I was so calm. Because I had gone for months and months with this high energy. Stillness feels uncomfortable, and it really did. And joy feels suspicious. Like, how do I dare be happy when I don't have enough money, or my job isn't going well, or I've just had a fight with my family, or whatever? I'm not allowed to be joyous. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And rest may sometimes feel unsafe. Because part of the nervous system believes if I stop worrying, everything will fall apart. Because you haven't done it the other way. Why not try it out? Test it. Don't believe me. Try it for yourself. Because it's not freedom. It's a survival mode. And we say, oh, well, this is because I'm mature now. What about being playful? Silly. And if you say, well, I don't know how, or there are times in my life where I can, find a way. I had a great conversation this morning with Lori, who does our IT behind the wall here. I'm pointing that way because that's where she is with Reverend Randy and doing our live stream. She goes dancing at the Legion, and they celebrate birthdays at the Legion, and they do fun and crazy things, and they put on their best outfits, their best suits and their best hats and their best shoes and their best dresses. And they have a good time. We need to do more of that, don't you think? And I think part of spiritual healing is learning this, that calm is not negligence. Trust is not laziness. And I mean, trusting spirit isn't like, oh, you're being lazy because you're not doing something. trusting is doing something in consciousness. And peace is not irresponsibility. Sometimes the most responsible thing we can do is stop rehearsing catastrophe and allow our nervous system to experience safety again. Take a deep breath of me. That's a bit of experiencing safety. So where am I over-controlling because I'm afraid? What outcome am I gripping too tightly? Am I calling fear wisdom to avoid risk? And what would trust feel like here? One of the stories in my Velvet series is taken from nature. Did you know that an eagle, a mother eagle, actually builds her nest first with very thorny twigs? And they are very thorny, the thorniest ones that she can find. And then she fills the nest with grass and leaves and things to make it kind of soft and cushy. Then she lays her eggs. And she may have 2 or 3 little eaglets. When they start to get too big for the nest, it's a sign in nature it's time to go. So what does she do? Tell them it's time to go or stop feeding them or things like that? No. She starts pulling out the soft, cushy lining so that it gets prickly and challenging. And this is true. This is a true story. And they eventually are so uncomfortable that they have to get out. Life does that to us too. Is there something that's been prickling you? Because that's just life saying there's something more to experience. There's more that you've been too afraid to do. And this is life pushing up against you saying, hey, pay attention. I knew someone who wanted to begin to teach workshops. And she had insight, she had compassion, she had experience. And for years she delayed it and she kept thinking, what if nobody comes? I'm thinking of someone who wanted to teach dance lessons, actually. And then finally a friend said to her, what if they do come? And she stopped because she had never asked herself that question. Just constantly worried about the fact that, well, if I spend money in the advertising and everything else and rent the hall and do all of that, what if nobody comes? Thinking what if nobody comes actually causes nobody to come. What if they do causes the possibility of them coming. One closes the door and one opens the door. She spent years preparing emotionally for the rejection and never preparing for success. And many of us do that. So most people are remarkably skilled at imagining catastrophe. I'm really imaginative. Are you? Only if anxiety burned calories, some of us would be in phenomenal shape. It's like, ooh, you look good. Well, if you only knew. So we imagine failure, embarrassment, and rejection, and disappointment, and it comes so easily. The seed never receives guarantees before it grows. It simply responds to life. So what if you began doing the same? What if instead of constantly asking, what if the worst happens, you start asking, what if the best happens? What if this decision opens unexpected doors? There have been some amazing unexpected doors. And they have usually been open almost when I've closed the other one. So it's not like it was waiting and open beforehand. I had no idea until I finally closed the other one. Can you think of an example of that? And what if this relationship heals something in me? Oh, it was the bane of my mother's existence, some of the boyfriends that I had in my life. Because she was like, oh, why? Why do you need to go out with this person? I look back at the experiences that I had and how I learned about myself and how I learned about life by being in those relationships that I would never have learned if she had protected me and I had followed her advice. So what if this idea succeeds beyond my imagination? What if this idea that you have right now about something is so amazing that it blows your life apart because it is just so fantastic? What if I'm completely shocked by the goodness that unfolds? That question changes the energy entirely. I was working in Winnipeg. Hi, for those of you watching from Winnipeg. And the church itself had run out of money to be able to pay for my wages. And so the board basically came to me and said, I'm sorry, but unless you want to work for free, we can't afford to keep you. And I knew that it was coming, but I used my spiritual understanding. And what I did was I sat quietly and said, this is that prickly nest. So what is it that when I step out of this, I'm going to experience? And I immediately had the thought of Pat Ball, Reverend Pat Ball, who occasionally speaks here. And I thought, oh, I wonder where she is. And I looked her up, and she was transition ministering here in Hamilton for Unity of Hamilton. And I reached out to her and I said, I'm about to be in transition. Are you looking for someone? She says, actually, we've been looking for 2 years and it's closing in 3 days. Are you interested in applying? And I said, okay. So I applied and one other lady applied. And she was my mentor, and I remember thinking, oh gosh, well, she's my mentor. She's going to definitely get the job. But I didn't let that deter me, and I just followed the prompts of knowing that there was something unfolding because the prickly nest was now prickly. I couldn't stay here anymore. And I ended up in a situation where I am now with the most loving community that I could ever imagine, and an opportunity that has now been almost 8 years. And how fantastic. I couldn't have imagined it. And at that time, that could have been a disaster. Because I could have said, oh, gosh, what am I going to do now? And we're in Winnipeg. There's no family here. Where am I going to go? What's going to happen? And it was basically 2 months from being told, we can't afford to pay you anymore, to Jackie Mercer calling me and saying, Anne, we'd like to hire you for Hamilton. So there are examples like that for you in your life that seem like this is the end of the road. It's not, how can it get better than this? It's going to be worse for sure. And yet that's not the case. And your imagination is creative. Like, I didn't put thoughts in my head that it needed to look a certain way. I just opened my mind and Reverend Pat's face came to my mind. And I followed the prompts. So sometimes it can be as gentle as that. And what you rehearse repeatedly becomes your reality emotionally and physically. So I just kept trusting, being in the place of trusting. So have you been training yourself to expect disappointment? Because it didn't even occur to me to be disappointed. You're invited to imagine a different inner attitude. And I know when they said, we'd love to keep you on, but you have to do it for free. But I value myself way too much to give what I have to give for nothing. Now, maybe in a different circumstance, I may have said sure, because that makes my heart sing. But that wasn't one of those situations. I knew that inside. I knew that I would resent them every day. Now, do you want to be in a situation where you're resenting? That's something to ask yourself. And it's not denying, it's not fantasy, it's being open to the possibility, to know that whatever decision you make, you're allowed for it to be good for you. Do you hear me when I say that? You're allowed for it to be good for you. Actually, I expect it, and so does Spirit. So what wonderful possibility have I not considered? Well, you don't know what you don't know. That's the truth. But if you ask the question, you're going to start having things come to your mind, like Reverend Pat's face, who I hadn't thought about for 15 years. So why did it come to my mind then? Because I was connected to something greater than who I am. Where have I become emotionally loyal to worst case thinking? Maybe it's every time you get in the car, or maybe it's every time you see someone, or maybe it's every time that you experience going to the dentist, for instance. What if life is more supportive than I imagined? And what is possible if I dare to dream it into my life? So let's take a moment, just close your eyes just for a moment. And ask yourself inside, what do I dare to imagine that's bigger than what I'm experiencing right now? And not specifics, but the feeling of awe and wonder because it has shown up. And you're going, wow, I never knew that it could be this fantastic. Okay, come on back. You can go there again later. So a gardener doesn't stand over the soil screaming at the seeds. Actually, there's been tests, right, of the energy that you send to something is, I will make them shrivel or grow. So why not just go, I love you. The gardener trusts the process, water faithfully. So there are things we need to do, participates consistently, and allows time to do its sacred work. So you might say, well, I've prayed and 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 prayed, and nothing has happened. But you've probably prayed and then said, no, it hasn't happened. And what have you done? You just undid that prayer. Why not pray and then just let it go? I said to Randy the other day, I was feeling a little squirrely. And I said, I need to just go and sow for a while, because then I won't think about this thing that's making me crazy, and that's my way of letting it go. So maybe yours is to go out and hug a tree, or to walk barefoot on the grass. You can do that now, it's not yet there. Whatever it is, to get your mind out of that place that you usually go when things aren't working. I invite you to stop digging up your life every time that fear appears. Stop demanding guarantees before growth, and stop rehearsing bad endings before life even unfolds. So the question I have for you, are you willing to remain open while life teaches you how to bloom? So we looked at the garden doesn't bloom overnight. Fear is a terrible gardener. And what if it works out? So I like to end, I've done this a few times. I hope you enjoy this, doing a spiritual mind treatment at the end. Let's rest together. There is one infinite life, always expressing beautifully and intelligently as my life. I trust the wisdom moving through every season of growth and becoming. Even in moments of uncertainty, I recognize divine presence active within me. I release the need to control every outcome. I allow life to unfold with grace and perfect timing. I imagine the best possible outcomes. I am available to goodness, joy, healing, opportunity, and unexpected blessings. I trust the seeds I have planted. I trust the unfolding process of life. I trust that what is meant for me grows naturally and easily. I allow myself to bloom, and so it is. We'll start with Deborah. What did this bring up for you?
This is always the case. Every time I listen to it, I think to myself, yep, I just spent a weekend of learning how to control and not control. I was down in Montreal visiting my daughter, and it's so difficult to tell your daughter or to not tell your daughter what you want her to do. So she's in a bit of transition at the moment, and it was all I could do to step back and go, you know what, sweetheart, you're going to make the right choices. You're going to make the right decisions, and you know what's best for you. And that was really, really, really hard. Honestly, because all you want to do is you want to say, you need to do this and this and this and this and this, and life will be great, right? And then I'll take all the responsibility, and you don't have to worry about it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just let her be. And we had a wonderful weekend together. Some of the things that we had talked about, she actually decided to do. And I think at the end of the day, the one thing we really have to remember, everything happened in divine order, right? Everything happens when it's meant to happen, in the place and the time that it needs to happen. And I think that's the one thing that I have to remind myself. There's nobody waiting for me to tell them what to do. They're going to do it all on their own. So it was a moment in time, but I think it worked out very well. We had a wonderful weekend together, and I think it's because I didn't control.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. And
So, anybody else?
oh, Jenna's got a microphone, and I've got her all primed and ready to go.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. That was absolutely, absolutely amazing this morning. And it's so perfect for me. It's so perfect for me. There you go. You said uncertainty does not mean you are failing. It means you are growing. And then you also said, what if something beautiful is coming up for you? And that's so amazing that you're just saying this morning, because several weeks ago, there's a song that I heard that I listen to every morning, and the song is called Coming Up. And it's a song by my favorite musician, Paul McCartney. And I watched last night a movie that he had created about his life, and he was talking about the difficulties that he had gone through after the Beatles had broke up, and everybody was criticizing him, and he was trying to do this new band, and it was just criticism everywhere. And he wrote this song Coming Up, which is, to me was very, very powerful, because I used to be a Unity chaplain, and when I used to pray with people, I would always pray with the idea that God was in charge, and when we got past that, we would bloom like a beautiful flower we meant to be. And I still believe that. And with song coming up and all of this coming into life, and even just this talk this morning, and you ended, what are you going to bloom? And it was just so perfect. So what's coming up?
Well, I look forward to hearing as life unfolds for you. Is there any comments from home? Okay. Thank you.
Actually, I'm wondering, they're talking about crackling, and it seems to be related to this mic, so I don't know. But anyway, Anna said earlier on that she is responsible for a league at lawn bowling, and the sign-ins are down. And she was taking it personally, but she decided to relax and let it be. What will be, will be.
Good.
I give her a message she's going to be overrun any day now.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I admire you not giving the advice, controlling your daughter, because I'm in the same boat frequently, but I try to keep my mouth shut. But I remember long ago, my daughter had a boyfriend that I did not like at all. And I bit my tongue. I didn't say anything. And eventually they split up, and I was so relieved. And she releases me, I knew you didn't like him. But I never even said anything. So it's the teacher face, I think.
Yes, it shows up in our energy. Anybody else want to share something? Diane?
Came up with just do it in the moment. And the other week I was getting ready, and I don't know why I had music on. And it's rare for me to have music on, but I was listening to music in my bedroom, and I have a full mirror there, which I probably should have stood in front of. And this song comes on, and I thought, I wonder if it was I was watching my granddaughter's recital online, and so they often play a lot of old songs. So I don't know what it was, but it was something like a jitterbug to, right? Or like no, what am I thinking of? Anyway, so I started performing in front of my mirror, and I thought, I wonder if I could still do that at this age. Do the dance. What am I thinking of? It's the, okay, no,
Charleston.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I started Charleston in front of the mirror, and I thought, yeah, I can still do it, and I'm not even out of breath. But look at everything jumping around here. So
They sell spandex for that.
Yeah. So I had both feelings, like, hey, I'm still young enough, I can do it, and yet, so I got a bit of things shaking here. And the other thing is, you came to mind when we're caught up in something that we don't want to be involved in, actually, because it's serious and taking care of somebody, and then that person passes on, you're dropped. You're in such a routine that,
Yes.
what do I do now?
Yes.
And I have a friend that comes to mind and reminds me all the time, you're worth it. Oh, just go and do it. You're worth it. And that's a good motto, I think, to live by.
Well, and you brought up something really good there too, and that is that when we're all consumed, especially with someone who's not well,
Right.
is that it's not okay for you to take a break and have some joy in the middle of that,
That's right.
and to learn how to find the balance. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
Oh, one more? No, that's good.
I'll be quick. I just wanted to say that I really related to the transformation aspect you were talking about with the caterpillar.
Yes.
Except for me, it's a dragonfly. It's a little bit slower.
Okay.
And as well, the story of the over anxious mother. I had a medical crisis with one of my sons last week, and he didn't respond to my text yesterday, and every part of me wanted to run over to his house and like, wait, and then he finally texted. But in the meantime, I started developing an eye twitch. Yeah, it was like, oh my God, and I was getting frustrated that it wouldn't go away, and then it just suddenly thought, stop. And then I just talked to it, and I said, of course you're allowed to be here. Of course there's a lot of anxiety, and it's understandable what you've been going through, that you've got this going on. Just allow the anxiety. I accept you. It's okay for you to be here.
Yes.
And the twitch went away.
Yes.
Yeah, haven't had it since. That was several days ago.
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
Okay. In Unity, we believe giving is an opportunity to align with the infinite flow of life. If this community nourishes you, inspires you, or supports your spiritual journey, we invite you to participate in that circulation today. Everything we offer here is grounded in love and openness, and everyone is always welcome. The many giving options you see today simply make it easier for us to support this community in ways that work for us. Our ministry continues because of shared participation, shared generosity, and shared vision. Thank you for helping us create this spiritual home together. And join me now in saying our conscious giving affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all I give and all I receive. And so it is. And I know, and I truly wait.
And the last song is Somewhere Over the Rainbow and Wonderful World by Israel. Kamakaminbibole. So good. Yeah, it's good. It is. All right. over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dreamed of once in a lullaby, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dreamed of, dreams really do come true. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white, the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I?
People who haven't heard him do this song wonder why we do this at the end, but his recording actually has that kind of a thing at the end, which is really quite funny. So thank you so much for those of you that have watched online or are watching it after we have this up in our library on YouTube. Remember, I love you. And for those of you here, I love you. We have some treats and some coffee and tea out there. Please stay and enjoy. Bye for now.